I'm sipping my tea today. I suggest that if you got some tea in the house, you go get some tea and then come back because we got some things to talk about. I don't know if you ever seen that Kermit the Frog meme where I'm just minding my business, right? And sipping my tea because the transfer portal is crazy, right? So you here, first of all, with Coach B, facilitate the culture. What I want you to do now, though, is to like, comment, subscribe, right? I'm not usually, I typically forget. I'm supposed to be getting into this, not just facilitating the culture, but asking y'all to help me facilitate the culture. So today I want to talk about, we stuck in the portal. We trapped in the portal, right? So we're going to talk about this portal talk today. The portal is going to give us a lot to talk about up until the WNBA season starts, I feel. All right. And I say that because today, Kiyomi McMiller committed. We seen Janiah Barker commit. And we seen Londynn Jones from UCLA commit. And that's the one that we're going to sip our tea. We're going to pick up that tea again. We're going to sip our tea. Because never, but we're not even going to talk about the nevers right now. We're going to work our way into that conversation. So you got to stay with us. I think those are the only three that we're going to really talk about today. Right? I was trying to wait for Milaysia Fulwiley. I usually get my hair done. But I'm going to wait. I was going to wait, but I don't think that we can wait for this. And then I know that somebody came on in my comments and asked about, am I going to mention UCLA? And I said, I'm trying to stay away from the UCLA conversation because I do know, I'm very familiar with UCLA players, right? I'm very familiar with California in general. This is my land right here. And I helped facilitate, a legendary run for my alma mater, right? So, I know people are also in the comments talking like, however they're talking, like about credentials, but I gave you my resume. I just seen one comment actually. I'm just saying, all I'm saying is if I gave you my resume, you don't have to compare me to no players and what they got, because my resume will say that I facilitated more than that, right? But I'm not here to talk about me. Maybe that will come on a different day. Today we are here to talk about these collegiate athletes, right? The first one we'll talk about is Janiah Barker. We'll open it up. That's very simple. I think Janiah Barker, everybody asked me about her game, right? I like her game. When I seen her play, I said, dang, okay. I like, you could see I'm a trainer, coach, former player. So as all of those three, there's, as a trainer, like looking at it from a trainer, there's certain things that I can see in her mechanics, her footwork. I won't even say mechanics, her footwork, right? That really draw me to her game.
She's just a fantastic athlete. That first step right there to the baseline, man, looks like a guard. This is 6'4".
And I could say her game is something that I like. I like her game. Do I think that UCLA was the right system for her? Absolutely not. Right? You have that ability to take a man down to the post and go to work, right? You have that ability to take a forward, right, outside and work too as a guard. But ultimately, UCLA is a very systematic system, right? And you see them play, it's not a lot of room for free flow movement, right? So you'll see Lauren Betts, like that system right now is for a big, right? Then you have our sister coming in next year, you know, so arguably it's going to be Kiki, Sienna, Lauren, right? Going to work in that system. And Kiki's going to have to learn how to not facilitate, but score a little bit better in that system. All right. If you want to have chances to get back to where you were this year. But as far as Janiah, I think that going to Tennessee was a great move for her. Now I know everybody's talking about she done transferred here, there's her third transfer. I don't typically care about that because one thing, like I said about the portal, I don't mind the portal if your reasoning makes sense. Like if you're leaving this school in what it looks like at UCLA, because there's a lot of movement going on, right? It's looking like it's some internal issues going on there, right? This is only speculate. We can only speculate that you have 5 players leave. Right, your freshman class leave, then you got 2 of your key players leave. I know some of you guys are, once you guys are fans, you guys be like very like not basketball, like it's just don't get basketball. And one fan did tell me like I look at it because I want to see. This is what I want to see. Right, I don't look at it like that. I look at it from a coach, player, trainer's perspective, right? And as a player, as I say, be intentional on where you decide that you want to spend your next 4 years, 2 years, 1 year, how you guys are, right? So I'm not going to talk about Janiah jumping in the portal every time because I don't think that she should have been at UCLA. And I think that she made a mistake by taking her butt over to UCLA. That is not the system for her game. That's why I say be intentional. When you choose a school, be intentional with the program and the system that is being ran that you are going to be expected to progress in, excel in, right? If it does not fit your, not just your standards, but if it does not fit your goal, right? My goal is to be a guard and work my way into the WNBA if that's your goal, or Euro League, whatever China, wherever you lead, whatever your goal is, right? Some of you guys might want to be neurologists, neuroscientists, astronauts. I don't know what y'all want to do. Some of y'all might not want to play basketball, but hopping in the portal every year is giving, I want to play basketball at the next level. So if you want to play basketball at the next level, you need to make better decisions when you go somewhere because it's hard. Once you hop in that portal, now you got to relearn a new system. And for a lot of players, it takes a whole year to learn a new system. It might take you into a good player. It takes you into the mid-season to really acclimate into that system. So that's why I keep harping on making the right decisions, right? Really sit down with your game plan. Start in high school. Don't wait till coaches is calling and wanting you to come to the school to make a decision. Don't wait till your freshman year in college to say, oh, I don't like this here. Well, you should have thought about that before you went there because it didn't fit you in the first place. Okay. Anyways, I think that she's going to do really good at Tennessee. I hope she does good at Tennessee because, like I said, I do like her game. I hope that they change her positioning around. And, I think that she will fit into that system. Now, Kiyomi McMiller. She ended up making the announcement that she was going to Penn State. And then, the reasoning be important too. Right? So most of these players, you don't get the reasoning on why they want to leave or why they're leaving their program. Right? And then I see that she's being represented by somebody in Floyd Mayweather's camp. I don't know. I don't know who the guy is. I didn't see great comments. Maybe y'all can help me out. That's not really my area of really expertise, nor am I necessarily going to be making it my area of expertise. But I'll let y'all be in the comments and have at it about who her management team is, right? Who's representing her? Because y'all don't seem to think that that's a good form of representation, right? Representative. But one of the reasons why she says she's going to Penn State is because she wants to win. Now, I don't know if that's just, to me, sounds like some, I'm going to tell them what I think they want to hear, because nobody's thinking that you're going to Penn State to win. Respectfully, because I don't know why. I've seen some of the comments the last time where y'all thought I was going at Malaysia. I was not going at that girl, okay? I was keeping it real. And I've seen a lot of y'all understood that I was keeping it real, right? Because the second half of this segment, if y'all thought that was something, come on now, please. That's just me being a coach, right? But I don't think that she's going to Penn State to win. Like, I don't think that the coach over there is Mark Campbell. And I don't think that her style of basketball is a winning style of basketball. Like, you guys will talk about NBA players and how certain players like LaMelo Ball. I love LaMelo. Watched LaMelo grow up, right? Watched him play basketball. Filmed him playing basketball. Great basketball player, but he needs a team around him, right? It's rare that one player can do it by themselves. It's very rare, right? You need a team around you. So then to run a narrative that I'm doing it to win, but unless y'all got some more pieces coming there, I don't believe that that's a winning team, right? I don't believe that that's a Mark Campbell coach. I could be wrong. I always say this. I could be wrong. I'm okay with being wrong. If I am wrong, I will stand corrected. I will come back and correct myself. But regardless of the coach can be a great coach. I do not believe that style of basketball is a winning style of basketball. And I said that about Malaysia. And that's just what that's going to be. But she's going to be a sophomore, so she has a few years to hopefully figure it out. You know, Jamal Crawford of women's basketball, I have yet to see it. I've seen very great basketball players. That style, not necessarily. And I will say this. After I had the Malaysia conversation, right? I know I did see Zia Cook a few days later talk about her experience as she progressed through her career. And the main thing that she said is, you will never see that Zia Cook again. That Zia Cook that was in high school, that was giving y'all them high school highlights, that mixtape, you will never see that girl again. And she said that with a straight face, and she said that with some emotions behind it. Because realistically, when you get to the top level, which is the WNBA, that style does not work. If you go to Europe, that style definitely does not work, right? So that's her coming to reality. Is as a player, I have to progress, and she's struggling, and I liked her. I like Malaysia. I like Kiyomi. I like Zia, Destiny Henderson. Those are players. Alexis Morris. Those are players that I like their game, right? Like when you see the high school clips and you see some of the college clips, I like their game. Does that mean that me liking their game or they liking their game, does that going to accelerate them at the next level? No. And you see that Destiny ended up, getting cut. Then I think that she got re-signed and then maybe cut again. Then you see Zia struggled on the Sparks, and then y'all always blame the team, but when it's not always the team, it's just that style is not working. Your decisions are not working here. And you have to change up your game. Or maybe you'll fit another system. Maybe not. But regardless, your game is going to have to change in one way or another. It might have to change drastically in this system, and it might be able to change minimally in this system. But regardless, it still has to change. Right? So, Kiyomi, we'll see what she does this year. Like I said, I think that her game needs to change a little bit if she's going to be successful. Like really successful. She's going to be successful in college, yes. Especially going to a school where you are the one. When you're the one, not the two. Okay. Moving on. Now we're going to sip our tea again. This is some good tea too. Green tea with the elderberry, with the mint, with the lemon. It's just hitting. It's just hitting right. Now, like I said, I had some people ask me, was I going to speak on UCLA? And I told them, I'm trying to figure out how to navigate speaking on teams, players, etc., that I either have a personal relationship with them, a personal relationship with those that are around them, have been around them, their families, etc., right? Because I understand myself. I don't really know how to limit myself, to be honest with you. Like, watching your words and biting your tongue and doing all of this and that, that's not really my thing because like I said, I'm a former basketball player, right? I can still get out there. I'm a trainer and I coach, right? I've been able to win a championship as well, right? And bring championships to programs, right? So it's hard for me as a competitor, as a warrior, because I want to mention that as a warrior, want to make that make sense to y'all. As a warrior, I look at myself as ancestrally a warrior. So as a warrior, I cannot come to speak to you and be biting my tongue and not keeping it real. Right? So, I am, however, going to be intentional with my words. Because I'm not trying to ruffle too many feathers now. Alright, I ain't Big Bird out here, even though I got a sweater that looks a little Big Birdish. But UCLA lost their freshman class, which I thought made sense for some of those girls, right? Some of those girls weren't going to get the looks that they necessarily wanted. Some of those girls, I think, thought that they were like that, and they wasn't necessarily like that, but you could have fit the system. People have to know that there's roles in basketball. Like, everybody wants to be, I'm the man, I'm the man, I'm the man. I'm the one. Pass me the ball. That's not that. Every team needs a Klay Thompson, Hall of Famer. Right? Do he need the ball 80% of the time? No. Every team needs a Draymond. And you'll hear Draymond say, in high school, I was that guy. I wasn't passing the ball. When I got to the NBA, I could not be that player anymore.
Average 28 points, 29 points. Like, average 16 and a half points in the Big Ten. That's like going to another college that averages 23, 24 points. I always scored the basketball my whole life.
Right.
I adjusted to a role when I got to the NBA because that was my way on the floor. Mm-hmm. And then I mastered that role. In mastering that role, I became an all-star. And mastering that role, I've put myself in contention to be in the Hall of Fame by mastering what I did. But by no means am I just your typical role player, though. Like, it just ain't that. And that's why people can't really wrap their mind around it, because I'm a role player, but I'm not. Like, and so it's like people can't really wrap their mind around why. Like, what is this? Like, they don't get it.
He's a point forward, facilitating. Great for his role. Great. Understanding his role. That's why he has longevity and will also be a Hall of Famer. Regardless if y'all try to argue that or not. Right? Andre Iguodala, Sean Livingston, Harrison Barnes, that's my guy. Almost forgot his name. Kevin Durant, Steph Curry. Right? I'm only naming people from the Warriors. JaVale McGee. I said once they start playing JaVale McGee, the minutes, they gonna win. Because his athleticism is impeccable. And I remember he used to be on Shaq and a Fool, but he ain't fooling around no more. Right? So, anyways, all the players that I named have a role, whether it's significant or minimal, whatever you think, right? Steph Curry has the biggest role. Kevin Durant had one of the biggest roles, right? The big three, the big four, Steph, Draymond, Clay, Kevin. Right? And then on other seasons, it was, interchangeable. I won't say interchangeable. Steph had a big role. Clay had a big role. They had the biggest roles in Draymond, right? Everybody has a role, though. That does not mean that your role is not significant. You're only thinking that your role is insignificant because you don't have the ball 90% of the time, 80% of the time, right? And those are not speaking to the two players that I'm talking about in this episode. I'm talking about the ones that I'm not speaking of. All right. So some of those players I've coached against, and I don't know if they left because of their roles, but some of them I don't think that they were ever going to get a role, so they should have definitely got up out of there. And others, I think that they could have eventually had a role, but it wasn't going to come as fast. You was going to really have to wait it out. Some of y'all into y'all sophomore year, junior year, but y'all didn't want to do that. So that's neither here nor there. And I can respect it if you go and you do your thing at the, you put your money where your mouth is. If you do your thing at the next level. Now, however, we are going to talk about Londynn. Right? Drum roll. And I got to keep it real. Absolutely shocked. Absolutely picked up my phone today, looked at my phone today and said, Paige published this. Who published this? Because I know you lying. I know you lying. I say that because, one, complete shocker. Right? Complete plot twist. Two, me keeping it real, because I know that's what y'all want me to do. Never, ever, 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 ever in my basketball playing coaching career, never seen it. Never seen it. Willingly never seen it. Maybe some players did because they had to leave the school that they was at and go play in their district or whatever, and that happened to, or not their district, play at the school closest to their house because they ended up transferring or had an address or something, that illegal transfer, whatever you call it. I don't know what you even call it. That's the only time I've ever seen that. Somebody getting suspended from the school and forced to go to the school that they were supposed to go to in the first place. Like I said, same thing, same situation. Only time I've ever seen it. Ever. As a competitor, I could never, ever, ever. I mentioned I said I. So when y'all get upset, remember I said I. You have free will. You do whatever you want to do. But I, as a warrior, ancestrally, forget, because I know my people like, oh, the kids, they holding the kids in bondage, and y'all, you want the corporate and the corporation and the institution to be able to be in control. Please, y'all have to spare me. I'm not trying to hear that. You have to spare me. I don't care about that. Ancestrally, as a warrior, we are in our village. We are our tribe. We are we are the Igbo. We are the Navajo. We are the Chickasaw Creek Indians, right? And our ops are over there trying to kill us. And you take your butt over there, oh, best believe, when I see you, we gonna have a problem, right? That's just what it is. It's like, honestly, my emotions are building up because I don't even know what this is. I don't even know what this is. Right? And we could take her out of the situation and say it's anybody. Right? I never seen it before, never heard of it. It's confusion to me. But what I will say is, don't know why, at this point, don't know why. It's been alluded, several things. Like, you can look at her post and see the song behind it. I don't owe nobody no explanation and all of that. Maybe it's some inside stuff going on, But I see that the team is still cool, right? I see Kiki reposting, Lauren reposting, and I'm going to get to that in a second. So there's no turmoil within the group, the team, right? So I'm assuming that it's either with the staff or it's a multitude of things. But if I ain't got unless I got beef with everybody, I got smoke with the team, I got smoke with my coach, I got smoke with all y'all, I'm out of here. I don't care about y'all. F y'all. Then, okay. But if I'm cool with my team, I'm not doing it. But what I will say is we are in a new generation in general. But outside of this basketball, we are in a just everything goes. We don't care. We don't have no rules. We don't have no code. Everything goes. Everything is cool. Oh, she did what? Oh, he did what? Oh, you doing this? You identifying as that? We just doing whatever. Yeah, we is in a new generation, baby. I don't know nothing about this. Because in my time, I had one player, like I said, unwillingly, forcibly had to transfer to what was a rival school. And when I said we had smoke, we had smoke. Like, I can't wait to play you. I can't wait to play you. I got something for you, for sure. And it is what it is. That's just how we got down. Like, the competitiveness. Like, today it's like, oh, that's my homegirl. Everybody's my friend. I have so many friends. That when you step on a court, it's giving your friend. It's not giving my op. It's giving like, oh, yeah, I'm going to get buckets and I'm going to talk a little. Yeah, girl. Instead of like, you can't guard me, you weak. Like, I want you to be upset. Like, when we talk trash, like I tell the kids, like, when we used to talk trash, we used to talk trash. And I wasn't typically one that started talking trash unless I blocked your shot. If I blocked your shot, then I'm definitely talking crazy, right? But if you start talking to me crazy, you're never going to hear the end of it. You're going to be upset that you even got me started. So that's how it's going to be if you switch sides, right? And I don't know. I don't understand it. Maybe it's not for me to understand. Maybe my time has come and passed. I'm an old head now, as they say. And y'all new youngins, y'all just homies, and y'all just gonna be homies, and y'all gonna do y'all just gonna do whatever. And I'm not gonna respect that, actually. Because you know what my company is called? Inspire the Culture. So what I do is I inspire you guys to bring back that culture, that competitiveness that I am accustomed to. So that basketball is not just flashy because it's fun because you guys are flashy, but it's not fun because you guys are super competitive. If that part is not there. Now, as far as the team, like I said, if you leave my team and you are my teammate, you ain't getting no post from me. I don't care how, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't care how rough your time was here. I might say, on the side, I feel you. But I'm publicly not giving you a post, respectfully. Because when I see you just went, historically, we are ops. Historically, before me and you, like, this has been paved. Right? When we say we're giving back to those who came before us, historically, the rules have been already made. Is that SC and UCLA, we are ops. We are rivals. Like you heard Juju say, I hate UCLA. Me and Bestie. I hate UCLA. She said that. I said, you damn right, girl. That's some competitiveness. That's what I want to hear. Because them is your rivals. You're not sitting here like, yeah, that's my homegirl. Can't wait to see her after the game. No, I hate them. I hate them heifers. I want to say something crazy. I hate them heifers. That's what you be in the locker room. I can't stand them heifers. I can't stand nothing about them. Because that's been instilled in you. That when you go out there, you bet not lose to them. You bet not choose them. Right? That's just the unwritten rule. So as teammates, like I said, I seen Kiki and Lauren post, basically saluting, Londyn's decision. I don't understand that. And I'm sure it's a bitter taste in their mouths. And if it's not, then like I said, this is a new generation that I do not understand. And somebody, you can come in the comments. I know some of y'all going to be in the comments upset. Because you are. Well, if you're a Bruin fan, you should be upset. Actually, you should not be in my comments saying anything. What I will say is, because now we're talking about the Bruin fans, USC, now you gain a shooter. You have Juju who's out, right? Her time is, what's the word I'm looking for? We don't know when she's going to be back, right? We don't know when Juju's going to be back on the floor. So, because we don't know, I've had two ACL injuries. She may not be back for a while. Right? She might not be back for the whole season. She might be back towards the end of the season. My guess, like Cameron Brink, she said, I'm taking my time with it, so it depends on how her body feels, whatever. So now you don't have to worry about somebody who's going to be on the ball 80% of the time, 90% of the time. Now you have to form a system. Now Lindsay Gottlieb is going to have to form a system over there that works for the team. So that's a great decision. As far as Londynn, I want to stay home. I want to be next to my family. I get to be next to my family, and I probably can't say. I'm assuming that was the conversation that you have with the coach. What's my role going to be? So I'm almost certain that they've talked about this. So now my role is probably going to be bigger. I'm actually going to get some touches. Now that we have Kennedy, Jazzy, Londynn, Malia. I can't pronounce her name. A few other players, right? And you got to have some other players coming in. You got to get some bigs over there. Some ones that they can play interchangeably, like they can play in the big lineup and the small lineup, right? You need that. Because last year it was like some people could play in the big lineup and Big O could play in the big lineup, but can't play in the small lineup. Right. My thing, however, is Malia is 5'6". Londynn is 5'4". And to me, arguably, always give you an inch or two. So them two being on the floor at the same time, without Juju, questionable. Right, so you arguably probably need a bigger guard too. But you got Kennedy and you got Jazzy, who are big guards, right? I'm assuming that they would be playing the wings though, unless you want Kennedy to play. I don't know what they got, what they're gonna work up over there, but I know that they need to get some more players over there. And like I said, Malia and Londynn at the same time. That's a very small lineup. I would like to see how that's going to work out. As a USC fan, like I said, you have somebody who can shoot the ball, will shoot the ball. Hopefully we can bring those percentages up a little bit, especially in the bigger games. And hopefully we could just have a good season knocking down shots. As a USC fan, I'm not upset. I'm not upset. USC is, when you get the op to come over, right? You don't complain if they were contributing to the other team, right? Single season 3-point leader in the history books at UCLA, like all that stuff. When you think about it, people go back and look at it, and and they don't know like the era. They're gonna look back on it like, what was this, right? But as a SC fan, as SC staff, you like, yeah, come on over here. It's like when people infiltrate, right? The ones that know, like, well, hey, come over here. Come over here. Yeah. Tell us what they got going on over there. Like, yeah, why would I have a problem with that? I don't at all. All right? Let's play chess, not checkers. We got to figure out how to checkmate them some more. We done checkmated them already, but we're going to try to really checkmate them every time. Because they're the ops. We're gonna tear them up from the inside. We're gonna expose them from the inside. This is like a military tactic. I feel like y'all out here. Okay, I see. Y'all the Trojans. I see what's going on. Alright? But anyways, like I said, I'm just here to facilitate the culture. Like I said, I don't understand this new culture. I'm just learning. I'm just here as a student of the game, trying to figure out what's going on here, like everybody else. I hope it works out for everybody involved, regardless if y'all think that I'm being, oh, dang, why she gotta say that? Everybody has an opinion. Like what they say, everybody has an ass, everybody has an opinion. I happen to have mine. Alright? You guys can do the same. Set up your podcast mic, get on YouTube and get it cracking. Alright? The only thing is that I have a little bit of credentials and basketball knowledge to kind of facilitate what I'm saying. At the end of the day, I just want the best for the game. Right? I don't want to see the game turn into a circus. And it's starting to look like that. From all aspects. From the NBA was the first circus that y'all love so much. That man's traveling. Why is he traveling? He just double dribbled. What is this? He just stepped out of bounds. I seen Kevin Durant step out of bounds and they didn't call nothing. And that was during a playoff game. I'm sure y'all remember that one. Yeah, and then now we got the transfer portal. The NIL is just becoming a circus, and it's getting really ridiculous and entertaining. I guess if it's if it brings the buzz and it keeps y'all talking, I guess their job is done. All right. What they say, as long as they talking about you, then it don't matter or whatever. I don't know nothing about that because I don't subscribe to that at all. I don't want you talking about me at all. All right. Anyways, I'm Coach B. I'm here to facilitate the culture. I hope that, leave a comment. Let me know how y'all feel. I want to know what y'all feel. Y'all asked me to speak on UCLA, so I gave y'all what I feel about UCLA now that I've seen the transfers that I needed to see happen. So y'all leave a comment, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And we'll be back I'm assuming we'll be back when Malaysia makes her announcement, and maybe we got actually South Carolina. They got some pickups. We're not even gonna get into that though. When Malaysia makes her announcement, we might do some NBA depending on how I'm feeling, but we definitely will get it cracking when during the WNBA opening week. So thank y'all for being here. Thank y'all for the support, the likes, the comments that y'all have already left. I've seen a lot of them. Great feedback. Great feedback. I love the support. Thank you for the support. Keep running it up. Like I said, if you one of the first people to comment, I'll be able to see your comment probably because it's the first comments, and I'll be able to understand what you want to hear. I'll communicate with you, right? So you give me the feedback, the first few comments. As you can see, if you were the first few comments, I was commenting back, right? Once it gets to 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, it's hard to get into that. And then I'm just not a person of negativity. So once I start seeing like one or two, it wasn't even that many negative comments, I stop reading. I don't have time for that, right? Like I said, everybody has an opinion. I'm entitled to mine. You're entitled to yours. These kids are entitled to do what they want to do. It's just an opinion at the end of the day. Everybody has free will to do whatever they want to do. Some people have consequences for what they do, and others don't. Others make great decisions. So that's all I have to say today. And, peace to all who deserve peace. And may God bless you all. The Most High.